Well. Celtic lose 2-1 versus Hibernian at Celtic Park. Meanwhile, in Livingston, Celtic couldn't take advantage of the fact that Livingston were winning against the Rangers. Rangers pulled it back to 2-2. Is that the league over? Is that the league over? And I'm going to put that to a poll question. I'm going to put a poll. Is that the league over for Celtic? And I'll give you my honest opinion. I think it is. I mean, I think that there is a poll now running. A couple of people said no already. I'll be honest. I did say I was criticised by Celtic fans for saying that it was Hearts' league to throw away, and I still stand by that. You know, trusty soft red card again. It was a red card. It's violent, I don't know if it was violent conduct, but he's ruled out of the game next week. Too many players. Liam Scales was lucky to get. There's no use. We just don't have a good enough squad at the end of the day. Let's talk about the missed opportunities, because the stats don't lie. Mathematically, no, but we're not going to get there, says Thomas. Mathematically, yes, it's not. Blame the fans protesting. The fans protesting is absolutely nothing to do with the way that this season has panned out. Let's get that straight. It has had absolutely nothing to do with the way that this season's panned out. The fans are protesting because we are so shite. But anyway, give me 2 seconds. Big time Baz, today was a must and our team cowered away. Not a chance to turn up next week. I'm going to try and get us through as many comments as we can. Just give me a minute or two, because I am trying to get it onto Sky Sports News to see if they do get an instant reaction from Celtic Park, because it was on Celtic TV. Get to Sky Sports News. Where the hell's Sky Sports News? There we go. Get on Sky Sports News, and then I'll just turn that down. I'll just keep an eye on that. Definitely a penalty for Scales. Scales should have had a penalty, but he didn't get the penalty. It was a soft red for that. Martin O'Neill called him out during the week. Surely he can't be wrong. It's not the board and the management who are missing sitters every game. That's on the players. Exactly. Tam the Czech, Tam Kakhnava, fucking Tam missed an open goal sitter. It was harder to put it wide than it was to score the goal, and he puts it wide. Yang manages to header down into an empty goal, and the ball unbelievably bounces over the crossbar when it was easier to hit the ball in the back of the empty net. That's just 2 of the opportunities. That is just 2 of the opportunities. And it's not just this game. It's not just this game where Celtic have been poor in the final third. It has been a case for quite a while now. Let's just see how the poll question is doing. Is that the league over for Celtic? 65% say yes, 34%, 35% say no. It keeps on changing all the time. So let me see what you think about that one. I think that it is the season over. I think that as far as Celtic is concerned, it's going to be pretty lonely here on YouTube for me over the next couple of weeks as Celtic fans just decide to turn off from all things Celtic. Stop going, for fuck's sake. Fuck the happy clappers. We need an empty stadium. No merch either, says Gerard Nicholson. I mean, does that help us between now and the end of the season? The Green Brigade had a meeting outside Celtic Park today. I mean, I did have that on the screen before the game today. Brian Wilson meeting with representatives, looks like the boys and the Green Brigade and maybe some other fans. So, do you know, from a board perspective, they'll be saying, like, we are engaging with the fans. It's just, I mean, that was before the game today. Don't know where the rain clouds come, but as you could see, um, Brian Wilson in the middle there speaking to fans before the games. We don't know what was said to them. That is the big issue. Let's get it back onto the one with all the stats, because the league doesn't make happy reading. Although we do have a game in hand, we find ourselves still 6 points behind. We don't play Hearts twice. We're now needing other teams to pretty much take points off of Hearts, and that's the disappointing part of this season. Let me just double check this. Right, yeah, it's a disappointing part of the game. Who will place on Trusty now? Well, the player that came on for Trusty, he'll get his starting place on the bench. I'm going to jump onto the Celtic Twitter just to see what they are saying on the Celtic Twitter. Let me just see. Now, there's a clearer picture. The meeting with the Celtic fans this afternoon before the game was with the Boys Ultras group. We have confirmation that the meeting beforehand was with the boys Celtic. Let me just get this up on the screen. Not that it makes any difference. But there is Brian Wilson before the game with the boys Ultras. All smiles. I did suspect it was the boys Ultras that he was speaking to at that point. I don't know if he was speaking to other fans around the stadium, but that one definitely shows that he was speaking with the boys Ultras group before the game. Let me just jump onto this. I'm going to jump on the Celtic. The Celtic Twitter to get the reaction of fans on Twitter, because that'll be a cracker. This one to read, that's for sure. Let me just turn this Sky Television down a bit in case that comes through. I want to see if Sky maybe get some news coverage out of Celtic before anyone else. There it is, full time. Pinned comment, full time. Sack them all in that board. They've made us a shitty SPFL tram. I think Mark's maybe a bit pissed. Never mind, the happy clappers will still laugh at Sevco. Yeah, and that's why I switched the comments off, because there was too many people going, do you know, the Sevco score, the Sevco score. Sevco score meant nothing when we're losing at Celtic Park. Sack the board, ramp it up. Sack the board, ramp up the protest. Team are full of spineless. They've let 2 managers down. Absolutely cheated. Red card for slapping the hand. A clear penalty not given seconds after. The club needed to call it out. 2 of the worst decisions ever. And he's got a picture of Ange Postecoglou and he's saying, Jesus. Benji Negrin, the highlight of the day, maybe. And there's Casper Schmeichel in goals. There's the man that you need to get rid of at Celtic. But anyway, that's going to be infiltrated by other fans, so I will come off that and I'll jump back onto here. Tam the Czech, is he the answer for Celtic next season? No, he's not. I hope that Celtic don't take up the option to buy the player. The one player that is and has shown any type of ability that has been brought in the last window was brought in by Wilfred Nancy, and that was Araujo. Julian Araujo was brought in for Wilfred Nancy, a manager that was chased out of Celtic. Rightly so. Rightly so, but oh mate, we dodged the bullet today. We don't have to qualify for the Champions League. It will be the first time since the 1990s that Celtic will finish third in the league. I thought that those days were behind us. I really did. I thought that the shambles of the 1990s and everything that the club went through was put to bed when Fergus McCann took over at Celtic Football Club and built a foundation for a club going forward that would always compete at the top of the league. The man management of the club at the moment is under question by the fans. The fans have every right to ask the questions. Season's over for Celtic. Kaput. Jim Lister says McGrath wouldn't let it go to trust his jersey. I didn't think it was a red card, but at the very least a yellow. And we should have got a penalty for Scales being brought down. Yeah, we should. Should have got a penalty for Scales being brought down. We should have got a penalty for Tam the Czech in the box as well. But lucky to be fifth for this team. That takes us right back to 1990 stuff. Can't see us win 6 points in the next two games. No, neither can I. I think we can beat Aberdeen. When you look at the games that Celtic do have coming up, I think all effort now has to go into the Scottish Cup game at Ibrox. It was always going to be difficult. I thought that we could have beat Hibernian. Do you know, I thought Hibernian were there for the taking. I didn't think that Hibernian, a good Celtic team beats that Hibernian side 4-1. A normal Celtic side, let's not even say a good Celtic side, a normal Celtic side. Oxlade Chamberlain hasn't played any football since May, expecting him to do wonders. To see it the rest of the game was never going to happen. Celtic dropping points to Hibs. I did say at the beginning of the month that this would be the hardest game of the season, of this month, would be that Hibernian game. But now, that is the last game of the calendar month in the league. We play Stuttgart on Thursday. Stuttgart beat us easily, comfortably, 4-1. We head to Ibrox next Sunday. I am not doing a watch along for that. I'm going to the pub to fucking drown my sorrows. Absolutely. Even if we beat them, I think that the damage will have been done because I think that Hearts will still keep on winning. We then go to the game away to Aberdeen. We need to pick ourselves back up on the Sunday. We need to then travel up on the Tuesday. There's no downtime at all because Celtic will travel up to Aberdeen on the Tuesday evening for the game Wednesday night. Game against Aberdeen, you think that we could win that. I'm not taking anything from this Celtic team, to be honest. And then we have this quarter final of the Scottish Cup the following weekend. And then we need to try and win that. That's the big game for Celtic. That's the only game left for Celtic to try and seriously win anything this season. And then we've got Motherwell, who are on fire just now and breathing down the necks of Celtic Football Club. I just don't get it, man. Goes to show that our signings are not good enough. Dyson Maeda did nothing. When a striker is overlooked by Dyson, at least young Arthur got on. He's a highly rated young lad. He's the best defender. Is he the best defender at the club? From what I've seen of him, yes. I would play that young lad between now and the end of the season. Trust is a liability. Scales is a liability. Don't know. It saddens me the way that Celtic are have it imploded. It will give joy to many fans, obviously. Give lots of joy to many fans around the country that Celtic domination of Scottish football is now completely over. You know, the COVID year was a blip here, but the board have done what it's done. Why so negative? Winning the rest of our games and we will win the league. James, no, we won't. Honestly, do you really believe that Celtic will still win the league? Not a chance. This team doesn't have it in it. We've been riding our luck for weeks. Look at the results. The results don't lie. Don't know, you can even go back to the Auchinleck Talbot game. There is nothing to say that we are serious title contenders. I mean, Auchinleck Talbot 2-0. We toiled in big parts of that game. Bologna 2-2. Fantastic result. We beat Falkirk 1-0 back in January. Let's go back to when Martin O'Neill came in, because it's maybe unfair to look at all the games under Wilfred Nancy. So, I mean, you're into January, you're into Auchinleck Talbot. He made a lot of changes, Martin O'Neill. Martin O'Neill gets off to a winning start, 4-0 against Dundee United. Scrapes by against Falkirk, 1-0. Auchinleck Talbot. They give us a game. They give us a game and a half. Auchinleck Talbot. Auchinleck Talbot, players from non-league that hadn't played since December, and we struggled against them. Bologna away 2-2, thinking a good result. Red card in that game again. Game against Hearts, away to Hearts. We needed to win that game. If we won that game, could have changed the season. Nope, we draw 2-2. Struggled in that game. Utrecht, you're thinking, right, let's get it back in the champion in the Europa. We win 4-2 against Utrecht. Gives us a bit of hope. We then struggled against Falkirk, but we win 2-0. Celtic versus Dundee, again, 2-1. Called it late. Against Celtic, against Livingston, we beat them 2-1. Again, late. Kilmarnock, we all know the story of Kilmarnock. Ultimately, we beat them 3-2, but we left it late on. Stuttgart, we get absolutely hammered by Stuttgart. Hibernian, we can't put the ball in the back of the net. The stats don't lie. There's nothing new at Celtic that is all encompassing with this manager, with any manager. The players aren't hitting the target. I still don't know what McGregor was booked for, mouthing off to the referee. I mean, playing Hatate up, that's wrong. It should have been Dyson Maeda up front. It was a must-win game. It's as simple as that. It's not helping with the fans that are in. It's not helping with the fans that are in. Stephen Johnson will still be here at the end of the season. Thank you, Stephen. You're legend. At least you'll be with them. But Stephen, they'll get to one video at the end of the season, and I'll probably be just online to you. The Celtic fans have went, fuck that. I'm not even interested. They'll just be on their summer holidays early. Irish Anglo coming in out of Voz says, "Hail, hail, Baswell. That was shite and so depressing. Can't see us coming back from this." No, I don't think we can. I will always have optimism. I mean, I will always have optimism about Celtic winning. But I've followed Celtic for a long time. I've went to games. Don't know. I'll jump on to text later on with guys that are at the game today and ask for their true opinion. But I've been there. This is like worse than the Ronnie years. We're going to go into the Ronnie year next year. We failed to bring quality over the last few windows and let our better players have let us down. 100% down to the board. Said a few weeks ago we weren't winning the league. We just aren't good enough and clinical enough. We will lose next week too, and that will be it completely. I've been saying it for months now. We should not be playing 4-4-3. We were playing 4-2-3-1 today. when Chamberlain was on. We were playing brilliant when Oxlade-Chamberlain was on. Don't know, it was a struggle, which you would expect, but the football was good. Some of the passing from Callum McGregor, brilliant. It went downhill when Rio Hatate came on, and it went downhill when Daizen Maeda went up front. That's the reality of the situation where we are. Those players don't give a flying fuck. They don't. They do not give a shit. They don't want to be at Celtic. They don't want to get injured between now and the end of the season. The board have fucked Celtic over for the last 12 months. It's been longer than that, but anyway. It's not over. We have found the formula. 4-2-3-1. Liam over in Asia getting all excited about the change of formation. Ox Kalmak in the middle. The recipe for success. We'll not lose another game this season. At Steps Stuttgart. Yes, we will, mate. Because Oxlade-Chamberlain's not fit enough to last every game. He's going to need 3 or 4 games. He's not had a pre-season. Pre-season is when you get your match fitness up. Oxlade-Chamberlain admitted in a Celtic interview yesterday that match sharpness is not the same as physical fitness. And that comes with game time. Oxlade-Chamberlain said that. Oh. Who will place trust in now? The young lad that came on in his absence, who played he played a good game. He did play a good game. But anyway, we digress. I wonder if Celtic have put anything else up on their Twitter as yet. Is this harder than the COVID year when there was no fans? That's a good question. Like, at least we now know what it feels like to be a Rangers fan. I don't know, shite at the end of the day. And I still stand by it. Martin O'Neill said it for a couple of weeks. It's definitely Hearts league to throw away. Missing chances from the 6-yard box. Yang, Big Tam. Kieran Tierney played in some cracking crosses. It's the same issue that we've got. The same issue that we've got, that we've had for long enough. We're just the final third. It's just woeful. Absolutely woeful. Just waiting for the stats to come back up on the screen. I want to talk about the stats because the amount of goals, the amount of shots on goal. I've never seen a Celtic team not taking its chances the way that this Celtic team does. I mean, did Daizen Maeda even have a shot on goal today? Daizen Maeda came on for the majority of the second half. Did Daizen Maeda have a shot on target? Did he have a shot on goal? Never mind a shot on target. I don't think he did. Let me jump through. Apologies for not reading all the comments. I'm going to jump through at the end. Tell me in the comments, did Daizen Maeda, what about them getting 11 minutes added time? I don't care, mate. Scotty boy, it doesn't matter. Paul Caston says, yes, Baz, too negative at the ground. I was there on Thursday. Ox has hardly played in 9 months. Yep, it should be. Tonete should be used as a sub. 61% possession, 21 attempts on goal, 3 on target. Yeah, Mikey boy, I think I've just missed the stats for the game, but it's got the league table, which is depressing. And you can say what you want, but I've been saying for weeks we need to be scoring goals. And the inability of this Celtic side to score goals is what is ultimately... Scales and Trusty wouldn't get near the Celtic, a decent Celtic. No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't. And I said that the two of them are liabilities, and we know, the fact that the two of them are a struggle. Scales was brought in, Trusty was brought in to replace Scales. the inability of Celtic Football Club to bring in a standard of player that can take Scales or Trusty out the team, or both. It's okay going for a solid back four at the end of the for every game. But I mean, there's the way that Hearts set up, Hibs set up 3-4-1-2. Do you know they were pressing us with the three players up front? There's the stats: 21 shots in total, 16 inside the box, 3 shots on goal, 622 passes, 89% passing accuracy. The passing accuracy was at 91% before Rio Hitati come on and Dyson Maeda. The stats don't lie. Do you know, we've seen the way that the game panned out in the second half, and it doesn't lie. Bring back Johnny Kenny, you muppets. It doesn't matter who we play just now at Celtic. I think that what we have to do now is we have to have dialect. Tenecti keeps getting in KT's way. That's been happening for weeks, mate. It's been happening for weeks, and Tenecti and Arojo gets pass marks today. Yep. Tenecti's been in since the beginning of the season, though. Maeda, no shot. Dies Maeda, no shot on goal. Paddy Bonner would have been better than Casper. Don't even get me talking about him. Sriracha would be better at left back. KT should be played left wing. Dyson and Tenecti are useless. If Hearts win the title, fair play. Sure as hell don't deserve to win it. And I've said fair play to Hearts. I said it weeks ago. And what makes it even worse is that I know that Hearts have got a better academy. Which is shit. And I only know that because my cousin's laddie plays for them. And he's a fucking brilliant striker. He's a brilliant striker. Tell you one thing. Maeda did not have one shot. We were done. Mad cheering another tear getting beat when you're drawn at home. Yeah. What the hell was Trusty doing? Gee, who knows? We're presently a club broken. Fact. Where do the Celtic fans collective go from here? Where do the Green Brigade go from here? Where do the boys ultras who had a meeting with the CEO before the game go from here? There's a lot of conversations that Brian Wilson, whilst he could be all smiles and cheery with the fans, with the boys ultras fans outside the group today, the same fans that bay for blood, the same fans that put up banners and say get out our club, and there they are having nice little smiles and chats. Yes, open dialogue is the way forward. People calling for boycotts, people calling for, it's not really the Celtic way. The damage is done. Boycotting games now is, the damage is done. We need dialogue with the club. We need dialogue with the club. We need to know what's happening. We need open and honest dialogue with all the fans, not just individual fan groups, not just little specific ones. Celtic need to come out and tell. Celtic need to hold some kind of meeting to tell us, because we're going to have to invest our money in season tickets again. It's as simple as that. Do you know, I'll get the email that'll come through and it will say, do you want to renew this season ticket? And I'll be like, it's not me that pays for it, it's the person that uses it. But do you know, there's a lot of fans that are going to say, well, whom are we investing our money in? Who's going to be the manager? Do we now wait if we get put out the Scottish Cup and the season is all but done? Do we wait until the summer to bring in another manager? Or do we thank Martin O'Neill for the good work that he's done? And do we try and get in a long-term manager now? Thank you, Liam. Good night. And Asia. It is night with you. It must be the middle of the night with you now, isn't it? You're off for food. Can't be that late. Transfer window, banned media, Green Brigade, Brendan shafted, AGM cancelled, Nancy, Tisdale. What a clusterfuck. It's not been the best of seasons, is it? It's. I mean, that's not just what's happened this season, mate. When you look at what happened last season, we all seen it last season. We fell over the line. We got beat in the Scottish Cup. We were shite. Casper Schmeichel cost us the Scottish Cup final in May last year. No managers moving now, mate. Not to this shite. We'll have to get someone in. You know, somebody must want to take the job to rebuild Celtic. We'll be getting a Timu manager. Well, that'll be the Motherwell manager, and it will be John Collins as his assistant. Don't say that I didn't warn you, but it could be the Motherwell manager and John Collins as his assistant next season. United Celtic can still salvage the league. It's far from impossible. The fans off the park cannot get these players to score goals. Sorry. When the Green Brigades were in at the beginning of the season, we had the same difficulties. We had the same difficulties of putting the ball into the back of the net. A full stadium is not going to improve our chances of putting the ball in the back of the net. Brendan Rodgers said that we couldn't put the ball in the back of the net. Anglo-Irishman, it's 1:37 a.m. here. No sleep tonight either after that. We'll not be getting the Motherwell manager, says Steve. Martin O'Neill, Magic at Ibrox next week. Doesn't matter, the damage is done for the league. Coulson would be good in Scotland. Do you think so? Oh, don't know about that, mate. 3 shots on target the first half, 0 shots on target the second half. Disgraceful. Motherwell manager won't be our next manager, don't see it. It then means that we're going to be going with a manager that will be at the World Cup and that worked with Sean Maloney. Is that the answer? I'm now giving myself indigestion and heartburn and all sorts of regurgitations. Nancy's coming back. He's not coming back. Has he been put on garden leave and he's coming back in the summer? I don't think that would ever happen. Every team we play get a buzz seeing Casper in goals. Yes, they do. Martinez nailed it on, Baz. Yeah, it will be Martinez. I still think it will be Martinez because of the whole. There was a tiny bit of wine left in that. Let me just go to the pub. See if the missus wants to go to the pub. Anybody else want to go to the pub? Up for it? Oh, don't say that. That is depressing. You'd be better with Mr. Bean as manager. Needing a proven goal scorer during the transfer window to win the league. We needed a proven goal scorer. It's hard to go out and get proven goal scorers. We tried to get Kyogo and he said no. Our game has been called boring horseshoe of mediocrity. Yeah, it is. That happens, we could all just forget it. Get your house on Martinez. Deal already done. Well, if Roberto Martinez is the man to take Celtic forward next season, he is going to be up against it, that is for sure, because those stats are absolutely shocking. And he's going to need money. The next manager will need money to invest in the first team, and we also have to get a pot of cash. Never mind a bag of cans. We need a pot of cash to give the B team a lift. Do you think I should ask her, mate? Do you think I should text the missus through the other wing of the house and say, go and bring us a wine? The refs in Scotland drive people to drink. Yeah, they do that. Post-match, any post-match? Of course there's not any post-match interviews. It's Celtic you're talking about. Celtic will not be wanting to speak to anybody. I'll try Sky News. Sky Sports. No, it's all because Sky News was at Edinburgh, so all we have so far, there is a Sky reporter at the ground, but the only thing, I will put this up here, this is all we have from Sky so far.
Well, this place emptied very, very quickly, because they know not only did they drop points here, dropped them all, Rangers getting away with one. So there is that gap that's increased slightly. Celtic have the game in hand, so there's no doubt this day belongs to Hearts overall. But Celtic here, not an impressive afternoon at all. They fell behind Felix Paslak's header in the first half. Benjamin Nygren stooped with what could have been, at that stage, it looked like it might have been a vital equaliser just before the break. But for all the pushing in the second half, it didn't amount to anything. Austin Trusty then shown a straight... Well, this play celebrated all the Livingston goals.
I don't want to even hear it. Don't want to hear it. It's shite. Absolutely shite. Anyway, right, that is me done and dusted for this afternoon. Thank you to everyone who has watched along this afternoon. Thank you to all the new subscribers to the channel. And thank you to everyone who's... I need a hug too. Gordon the Hun talking now. I know, you could hear it. Baz, it's on Celtic YouTube. Celtic YouTube have put it out, have they? On the match. There we go. Martin O'Neill.
You spend most of your workday in email.
On the match.
I get about 100.
Let's listen to see what Martin O'Neill says.
Martin, there's quite a bit to pick through from this afternoon's game, but can I ask you to give me your assessment of the overall performance today?
Oh God, Martin, please don't. Just tell us as it is, if you can.
Performance. I told the players at half time, I thought they played some fantastic football. Fantastic, didn't you?
They did, actually. The first half they played good football.
Created chances in the game, and we've gone in one each at half time. And really, I mean, must have had 85% possession of the ball. So we've done exceptionally well in the game in terms of performance. Can't ask for much more. We put heart and soul into it. Of course, the sending off is a big bearing in the game. We're trying to force a winner. We're trying to press on, and that changes the momentum anyway.
I'm not sure if you've had a chance to see it back again, that there was a lot of holding in the box throughout the match today. Are you satisfied it was a red card?
Well, I've just spoken to the referee, and the referee, to begin with, has just he said that if VAR hadn't have intervened, that he was going to speak to the two players and just stop holding each other. That's what he said himself, and that was fine, and I think that would have been the right decision. So VAR have come and intervened and said it's violent conduct. Listen, I've given up on those things now.
How frustrating is it for you? The timing, as you've said, we had
Martin O'Neill giving up on those things. It's not the answer you want for a manager. It's not a manager that's going to be there long term, is it?
Built momentum in the game, and it felt as if the crowd were also driving us forward at that point.
Well, 2 minutes later, Scales is held. He's his jersey's pulled. I mentioned the referee, and the referee didn't think there was enough. He didn't hold on to the player long enough. I think that was the point to award a penalty. So I think to myself, if one is violent conduct that gets a player sent off the field, well, holding on to a player during the course of as the ball's coming in would, to me, would dictate probably a penalty kick in the penalty area.
Another consequence of the sending off is that you'll lose Austin Trusty, and you've had to call on Benjamin Arthur perhaps sooner than you might have today. How do you feel he acquitted himself when he came on?
He did fine in the game. He's had to play the last 15 or 20 minutes of the game. There's a new environment for him. He dealt with it absolutely.
He played
fine.
good, actually.
And you'll have spoken with the players. What's your message to them as you come out of this one into another huge week?
Yeah, the message to us, or the message from us, is that we are far from out of this. We're far from out of it. We find ourselves now 6 points behind Hearts. We have a game in hand. We've got some really difficult matches coming ahead, which we knew with the schedule at the end of it all. Today is a disappointing result, but the players put absolute heart and soul into everything today.
Fight until the death. Fight until the death from Martin O'Neill, which you would expect someone like Martin O'Neill to do. Anyway, when I say it, let me just see. Officials are probably the fifth on the list. Contribute problems, yeah. We shouldn't be giving VAR anything, the opportunity. We don't get anything. Yeah, exactly. Right, anyway, that is me done and dusted for today. Thank you to everyone who's watched along this afternoon. I shall see you tomorrow morning. Have a fantastic evening, Celtic fans, wherever you are, all around the world.